What up guys, it's your boy Nathan back at it again with another video. I know this is a long overdue video, but let's go ahead and talk about the 5 things I like most about my M3. I'm not going to be going over the technical details inside of this video. I feel like most of the information you could probably find online, but what I'm going to talk about is the reason why I decided to pick this car over the competitors within inside of the price range. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to go ahead and pick engine as one of my top favorites due to the fact that we already know how powerful and capable this engine really is, so I'm actually going to exclude that out of the list. Other than that, let's get to it. The first thing on my list has to be the adaptive laser headlights. I think this is one of the features that I regretted the most not having in my previous F80 M3. While the standard headlights work flawlessly, the adaptive laser headlights come with a pleasing aesthetic as well as introducing a 3D looking design for the halos. I feel that the overall shape of the headlights gives the car more character. The angel eyes are now more symmetrical compared to the previous generation. If you're not familiar with what adaptive headlights are, well, what it actually does is that it tracks the movement of the steering wheel. So when you steer left, it goes left, and when you steer right, the light goes right. It also accounts for elevation changes, so the actual headlights move up and down as well. And there's also a dimming feature, but unfortunately, inside of the States, that feature is disabled due to regulations, and if you want to enable it, you have to code it in. As a final touch, if you add some CSL lights, this car just looks sinister, especially on a darker colored car like mine's. If you ask me what my second favorite feature is, it would definitely have to be the wide fender of the G80 M3. I think this was the deciding factor and the debate between deciding between the M4 and the M3, and I definitely went with the M3 because of this feature. While the M4 boasts a nicer side profile with the sloping roof of a coupe, I strongly feel that the M3 with the wide hips gives it a more aggressive look and definitely a more of a road presence. When you drive behind the M3, you definitely know that it isn't your standard 3 Series. If you pair this up with some spacers or aftermarket wheels, you'll definitely achieve a flush and aggressive fitment. For me, I'm rocking 15mm spacers front and rear. The only downside about adding bigger wheels or as well as spacers is that you run the risk of getting more rock chips. And to prevent this, I added mud flaps for more protection for my fenders. The next feature has to be the best, if not the favorite feature of the whole car, and that's the carbon fiber bucket seat. This is a must-have upgrade if you're considering it. It might not work for everyone, but if it does work for you, it definitely would change the way the car looks and the way the car feels. I'm 5'7" and 160 pounds, and as you can see, it fits me perfectly fine. It might not be as comfortable if you're a person of a larger stature, but I definitely recommend sitting in them before purchasing. I was able to try out the comfort seat, but to me it didn't feel as sporty, and the overall car just felt naturally bigger, so the comfort seat actually made it feel more elevated off the ground. While these seats might not be as comfortable, I never had any issues with back pain. I drove this car for a 5-hour road trip from SoCal all the way back to NorthCal, and not once did I have any back pain. To be honest, it probably felt better than my F80 bucket seats. The best part is that it's fully electronic. You can actually dial in the perfect sitting position. And it's also nice to have 2 memory settings. For me, I set memory setting 1 as my driving position and memory 2 as my exiting position. This way it allows me to enter and exit the car more easily. And let's not forget about the fully carbon fiber back covers. When you or your passenger open the door, they can definitely tell that this isn't your average luxury car, but something more sporty. And a touch of carbon fiber on the backseat just adds that extra flair of aesthetics. I've taken this car to the hills plenty of time, and these bucket seats definitely hold you into the position. It doesn't throw your body around, and I think that's very important if you're someone like me who enjoys spirited driving. Practicality was high on my list, and that's why I decided to go with the M3 over the M4. I like the idea of having extra back seats as well as extra doors. It just makes it easier for passengers to get in and out of. While I don't carry that much passengers quite so often, it's nice to know that if I have to take my parents somewhere, they don't have to try and squeeze to get to the back. Piggybacking off the previous feature for the carbon fiber back seats, I feel like having back doors showcases the carbon fiber bucket seats more than a coupe. The best part is that you have plenty of space in the trunk. You can definitely add a few suitcases if you wanted to. I feel like this makes it a perfect grocery getter. And for me, I add one of these compartment storage so that way I could keep things from flying out. And if you ever needed more room, you can simply just pull down the back seat and this will give you additional storage. I'm able to fit my road bike in here perfectly fine without taking off the front wheel. I also like that there's 2 side compartments, one for me to keep miscellaneous things in, and the other I actually keep an external battery for my dash cam. Let me know if you guys want to see a video about how I connected my dash cam to this external battery. Just drop a comment below. The last thing I like about this car is definitely the color. It's called Dravic Gray. Beside from individual colors, this definitely is by far the best color in my honest opinion. I had an Alpine White M3 before, and this time around I wanted something darker. I've always been a fan of the black sapphire metallic, but I felt like it's really hard to keep clean even if you have ceramic coating. It's a very unique color that you don't really see on a daily basis. It actually changes color depending on the amount of light that's out. On sunny days, you will get a light gray color with gold hues thanks to the gold flakes. When it's cloudy out like today, you get a darker Nardo gray color, and when you're under the shade, it gives it a more of a dark charcoal color, and I think this is why it makes the paint so unique. Honestly, you just never know what color you're gonna get when waking up in the morning, and I think because of that, it makes this paint very fun and unique. Also, I think it's very classy if you ask me. This being a darker color car, it actually hides the front grille much more than a lighter color car. But to be honest, it doesn't bother me as much as it used to. I actually enjoy the actual grille. It looks very mean. And there you go. Those are the 5 things that I like most about my M3. I could probably keep going all day, but to keep this video simple, I'm only naming 5 things I like most about my M3. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my video. Stay tuned for the next video when I talk about the 5 things I dislike about my M3. And if you're not part of this crew yet, then what are you waiting for? Smash that like button, drop a comment, hit that subscribe button. Other than that, peace.